Hey Chuck, can we do this kind of quick? Cause Cake Boss is on.
You know what? I figured as much. I knew you had that cake boss look. You've always been a
Oh, there
cake.
it was.
You've always been a
Vanderpump
cake boss.
Rules.
Vanderpump Rules. Who watches that? Oh,
John.
was that Joni? Joni? John? Joni?
Hey, how do you?
Hey,
How,
Jesus. Jesus, you didn't have to dress up for this. Hey, did you coordinate your footwear with that? All right, I'm gonna start the record, and we're just gonna talk about it and kind of a little bit of what we're doing here. So,
hey, Chuck,
What? Oh yeah,
can you see all
I gotta
five of
put the
us on the
clothes in the
screen?
dryer.
yeah, all five of us are on the screen, guy. That's the whole point of this, for everybody to be seen. Can everybody hear? Hey, there's Salvador.
How do
How you
I
doing,
know?
buddy? How do you know what? I gotta turn this down. Hang on a second. Can you guys hear that? Salvador. Hey, buddy.
Like the door's open.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Hey,
Congratulations on-
John's real busy, so we gotta like you can talk on the
Oh,
video.
you're at the coast, dude. Where are you at? Port Aransas, Port A, or Rockport?
4 day.
Did I see you were in Rockport earlier before?
Yeah, we were in Rockport a couple of days ago.
Uh huh. And so you guys just go up and down the coastline on vacation?
Yeah, basically, yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's pretty awesome. Where's next?
Back home, hopefully.
Right on. Okay, so can we stop talking about your vacation and talk about this damn record here? We're
I'm
already
waiting for
25
you.
seconds into
I'm
it.
waiting
Can
for
y'all
you,
hear
bro.
this music or no? Can you hear the music?
Nope. No.
No.
You can't? Okay, so then let's just talk
I
about it
can't
and
hear
then
the music.
son
Turn
of a
it up.
bitch. For real, you can't? Oh, okay. So right now Roy's playing. And so that totally sucks. I wish you know what? We should just simultaneously start. Y'all don't have it in front of you though. Son of a gun, dude. That totally sucks. So let's just talk about Roy for a minute.
All right, Roy.
Huh?
All right, yeah.
Okay,
let's
so-
talk about Roy for a minute.
So Roy, first of all, introduce yourselves. Who are you guys? This is Sweet Charbonneau and the Fur Trappers. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sweet Charbonneau and the Fur Trappers album commentary. We don't know what we're doing, but we're gonna do it anyway, which is basically how we do everything. We got cats, we got coastal discussions, we've got
other
cats.
things happening.
we got other
all
things
the
happening
time.
all over the
Yeah.
place, all over the place.
All over the
And
place.
so-
Oh, no.
I want to introduce you guys. My name is Chuck Hernandez, Charles Hernandez, whatever, and I founded this band 10 years ago or so, or however long ago, and you guys are in this iteration of it, and these songs have been worked on for the last 5 years, culminating in us recording them last year. Introduce yourselves, talk about your the instrument that you play, and then talk about Roy, your place in Roy there, if you would. Chris or John, introduce yourself and talk about the role you play and all that.
My name is John Fernandez. I'm on drums. And this song, Roy, that's what you want to talk about?
Yeah, what did you do on Roy? Talk about Roy for a second, because we're already into for crying out loud.
What?
One thing about this song that I really like is the part of it that I had a hand in writing, which is none of it.
Okay, perfect. I was gonna say, did you? I couldn't remember if you wrote a part of it or anything like that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. You came correct, at least. But talk about. Is there anything that sticks out at you about Roy and recording it or playing it or anything like that? What do you want to say about that? About Roy?
I think this is the one song on the album that has the greatest audience participation. So I like that you added that aspect
Right on.
to the song.
Right on.
If we could just get the audience to participate, then
Right. It's got the part built in. We just need the audience to reciprocate. Exactly. That's it. Okay, Alex, the other half of the rhythm section. Introduce yourself. What do you play? Talk about Roy for a minute, because we're already into For Crying Out Loud. But talk about Roy.
Alex Caballero, I play bass. I'm probably the third bass player for the band.
Oh, Chuck was the first, right?
Yeah. So
Correct.
Roy, I'm not entirely certain what Roy is actually about. I know we make a lot of references to the Golden Girls, obviously, right? And it's funny. I like it. Good crowd participation. It's a little rocking, so I'm into it. I like it. It keeps me on my toes because there's changes and like as in we never quite play it the same every time.
You know what? You should send an email to the drummer and have him address that if you would. Dude, thank you for contributing those words. We're gonna move on to Chris. Talk about the instruments you play, but now I want you to talk about For Crying Out Loud because now we're we're in the middle of For Crying Out Loud right now. So talk about For Crying Out Loud if you would.
I'm Chris. I play
How
guitar.
long is that song? Because we've been in the middle of For Crying Out Loud for a long time. I'm sorry.
Well, it started, guy. It started. I don't even know where you're about to walk into the second sandbar in Port Aransas. Keep your eyes on the buoys and the lighthouse. Chris, talk about For Crying Out Loud if you would.
Sorry.
I'm Chris. I play guitar, and For Crying Out Loud, we got as a demo from one of Chuck's shittily recorded audio demos he sent us in the group text.
Hey, that was
and I always said this one's got some potential, man. I always told him this is a good one, and I to this day think it's one of the best songs you've written. But I'm happy the way it turned out, and I always feel like this song could be something.
You know what, man? I'll tell you what. Jesus and I have been playing this song as a duo, and I play a completely different rhythm when I wrote it, and then for what you do and the way I play it now. So there is kind of this idea. Alex talking about different versions of stuff. I feel like this one has done that, but at its essence, I agree. I feel like it was probably my I guess self-selected best written songs, and it was kind of done whimsically in a real weird pocket of time. I went and I recorded it. I wrote it in one day, and I went and recorded a demo with John Daly of the Hawks of Holy Rosary fame, We Leave at Midnight fame, John Charles Heavy Love, Aunt Baby, genius musician.
You really like John Lennon?
Yeah. I mean, John Daly's a genius, and it was nice to go in there, but I worked that out, and I think you guys playing it on this record, it was awesome. It was a great thing to hear. But Scott Lutz appears on that song, steel pedal guitar, awesome musician, and he really brought everything together. And so,
are we on the next song yet?
The next song just started, so good timing. Good timing. Jesus can too. Jesus, anything you can do, he can too. I want you to introduce yourself, and I want you to talk about Supersize Me and your Crocs and everything about you. Introduce yourself.
I go by Roy, formally. That song is about me. Alex. Yeah. It was Charles has a minor in psychology, so like for paper he had to do do an interview with somebody, and it was me, and that song came out of it. I really had a hard time coming up with stuff for what is it? Supersize Me?
For crying out loud! Oh, Supersize Me.
Yeah, well, all those, but yeah, but Supersize Me in particular. And I thought for the intro, like that should just be 2 notes, and then build up the lead guitar parts from there.
Are you drunk, dude?
Well, no.
So then, how did you land on what you play now then?
It sounded. I was fooling around and it sounded good, basically.
Right on.
I've ripped off that part from is it Penetrator? I think is the name. No, it's Penetration. The name of that song. Ripped off that for that. I think that's 3rd guitar line there.
Man, dude, now we're gonna have to record this whole thing over again.
Yeah,
Because we can't.
those.
You open the door. We'll censor that so that we don't get a cease and desist order. But
Yeah,
you know what?
of
Here's a
course.
question for you that I have. So we didn't get to record your tapping solo on this song
Yeah,
because it hadn't been worked out yet.
no.
Have you done a lot of tapping, guitar tapping in other projects or at all in the bands you've played in?
Not really. Like it's usually a visual trick to like fool people. Like, hey, that guy knows what he's doing. Like, with like the little things like that, are like fairly easy to do. Like you can do that after like a week or 2 of training. Like but it looks really cool, and it sounds really cool. I think adding the wah there recently in the live performances has helped.
You know what? This is not a commentary about the live performances. This is a commentary about. But I brought the subject up, so that's my fault. All right, so Super Size Me is finishing, and we're going into the next song. I know John's already checked out.
Wait,
He's
what's the next song?
he's posted a photo of himself, a GIF. The next song happens to be. It's just a GIF going over and over.
Hey, I'm on my computer booking some other gigs right now.
Yeah, I figured as much, dude. You already got your finger on the exit button. You know what? We should. This is kind of a intervention, also, John. We wanted to address the fact that you show up late and you leave early. I don't know if you ever heard of fucking an honest day's work in your life here.
Hey,
Sure.
Yeah,
I think John's the only one that could play all of our parts.
he can play all the parts. He's bored. He's bored. That's terrible.
he's like, why do
okay.
you keep messing up those simple parts, Jesus?
Well, you
Let
know
me
what?
tell you how it's done.
Here's the thing: is John's above it all. Fortunately, he finds a redeeming quality in all the rest of us to keep coming back.
Yeah,
Either that
that's
or
He's really
he's
good
like,
at making.
That's true. Thank
Really
you.
good at making
Thank
memes too.
right,
Hey,
right.
I'm gonna go ahead and write the whole mix album, okay?
You already
Yeah.
wrote it. All right,
Yeah.
next song.
Send me some chord charts.
It's been on. Listen, next song's been on for a minute. It's called Bachelorette. Bachelorette was co-written by me and my lovely wife Margaret. Chris, I'm gonna bleep your thumbs down out, you jerk face. No, Bachelorette's an interesting song because that's the song that she wrote all the song except the first couple lines, but I had written it and because she always watches The Bachelorette and I'm always talking shit about The Bachelorette or The Bachelor or whatever. And I was just thinking, just that first line, whatever, but then she wrote the rest of it. So I know Chris doesn't like it, but you know what? This song I kind of feel would be better suited if it was like less rock and roll, if it was just kind of slow or whatever. But I don't know, it's kind of a long song.
Really?
Yeah,
I
it
thought
needs
the
to be more rock and
opposite.
roll.
I like
It
the
needs to be
opposite.
like
I like that.
rock and roll.
So hang on, one at a time. We'll go with the man with the beard first.
Yeah, I
Alex.
think I was probably saying the same thing as Jesus, that I like that it's fast. It's got like this 70s like English pop to it. And when we play it fast like that, it's entertaining and you know. And then of course it drops there in the middle, which is kind of like the weird part. Or at the end, right? It drops.
Right.
But that's what I like about it.
Coincidentally, that's what's playing right now. Coincidentally, is that end part where it kind of drops off, whatever. But fast. You don't think that it loses something in being able to communicate the lyrics? Clearly.
I
No.
like this song actually. I think this song is. I think it's got a good beat. It feels very like commercially, like you were trying to get picked up by ABC when you wrote it. You know?
That's what I love about it.
Right. They're here. They're on the call right now. So come on, ABC, come on out. And so, what have I told you guys tonight? They're flying us out, ABC, to the Fat Bachelor. It's a new series. They got the Fat Married Bachelor. Anyway,
No, I can't. I can't
can't
go.
go?
I got some.
you got some other
this
gigs.
weekend.
I know, dude. Well, how many bands are you in now, John? He's actually joined 3 bands since this Zoom call started. John's in 18 bands right now. I don't know. If you guys haven't recognized John, just go to any bar on the weekend, any bar you got that has live music. He's probably drumming for them.
What song is on
okay,
now?
what song is on now? Great question. 6 in all. We're about 30 seconds into 6 in all. We've got a minute and a half for side A. This is the last song on side A of the record. This song was written 4 or 5 years ago, and I wrote it as a tribute to the first family of Texas wrestling, the Von Erich family. And then lo and behold, as we go into the studio to record it, I find out that they're making a movie about this family. And so we get Billy Baker to Billy Hoffman to write a theatrical cinematic version of the song, which is the last song on side B. This is the original idea. Punk rock, fast-paced, just sing your heart out type thing. And man, you guys nailed it. I love the song. And what are your thoughts on 6 in all, the fast version, Jesus? Okay, very good point. Chris, what are your thoughts on 6 in all?
I remember working this song out in your living room at one of the practices with our old bass player Beto.
Right.
And I thought the lyrics were cool. I didn't know much about the Von Erichs, but you and Beto kind of got a hard on for wrestling, so I went with it, and it turned out pretty good.
I like your solo, Chris. It's real nice on there. It's a good
It's
solo.
actually Beto. Beto wrote that solo. He hummed it, and I just found it on the guitar.
Nice.
Hey, Chuck.
Nice. Yes, sir.
I'm not joking. Like,
You got a gig in 20 minutes. You got to go.
no.
I figured as much, butthole.
6 in all and F is for Family are my 2 favorite songs on the album.
But the fast version of 6 in all or the slow version?
The fast one.
Nobody
is awesome.
likes the slow version.
I actually
Man,
did the slow.
man.
The slow
You know
version
what, Chris?
was.
That's real
I
nice
like
of you to
the
say. What an
slow
asshole.
version.
What a real asshole thing to say right now, dude.
Hey, bro,
slow
I'm on my 3rd whiskey. I'm being
Okay.
dick.
All right.
But it's
The,
okay.
slow,
Hang on.
The
Let
sl-
John finish, Jesus. You're going out to the beach again.
the slow version was actually perfect for that trailer you made, and I hope that song gets in that movie.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. Zac Efron's here right now. We should probably bring him out about now. Zach, it's time. Come on out. Jesus, what were you going to say about 6 in all, the fast version?
The fast version is the correct version, but I really like the what the fuck? I really like the slow version, and it's good. Like has like a ending credits or an opening credits or like I don't know somebody like the graduate like scuba diving scene in a movie.
How much sun did you get today, Jesus?
Today I stayed out of the sun, but the last like 2-3 days, woo! Let me tell you.
How many gigawatts of sunlight did you get?
Oh man, how do you even calculate that? Like by skin temperature, like current skin
Right.
temperature?
Like
Would
that's
that
your
be the best way to do
like
it?
you're not wearing a shirt. That's your skin. All right, the first side ended. We're gonna go to side 2. Side B is starting with. Oh, you know what? I think this is wrong. Oh no, this is right. Short people. Short people stick
Wait,
together.
there's
Yeah,
one
that's
more
good.
song? Is it bonus
this
song
is-
on side A?
This is side B. This is side B.
Oh.
Side B just started. for those of you out there, we're rolling with side B now. If you're following along at home, Short People Stick Together. This song was written about the marginalized in society, which would be all of us in this band. The fat, the short, the ugly. This is a conglomeration.
This has to be older than the first album, though, right? This is the oldest song.
You know what, dude? I don't know.
Really, it's all about all of Chuck's friends. Like,
right.
If you think about it.
Right. This is like if we were. I want to do a video where we're like marching, whatever, with a bunch of short people, a bunch of fat people, and a bunch of ugly people. Just
every time I hear this song or I play this song, really, I think about like a bunch of short people like physically stuck together, or a bunch of like fat people like physically stuck together, usually by sweat, but sometimes like they're wrapped up in Velcro or something.
Right.
You had too much sun, Jesus.
No, he hasn't had enough.
It's hallucinated.
Exactly. John, what do you think about Short People Stick Together?
It's not me, it's the song, bro. It's what that makes me think about. I'm sorry. Like, I play like 6 chords or something. Oh, cool. That song.
Right.
I think the song is really good because when I look out into the crowd of the song, it really makes people like start feeling insecure about themselves. You make the whole crowd feel.
Yeah. Dude, that's the thing.
The crowd starts thinking, "Am I ugly? Am I fat? Am I short?" You literally make the whole crowd feel insecure about themselves.
Well, basically,
then the howling part starts.
It is, but it's an affirmation. It's an affirmation. We're basically starting like a new political party, basically. The fat, the ugly.
To me, this song, it can never be the first song, because this song always takes some warming up. If you go into this song cold, it's never gonna sound good. And you have to have that good set right before it.
You had to have a little warm up. Right. A little warm up. Nobody's. Right. We have to have won the people over. What are you doing, Jesus? Jesus isn't wearing pants.
Hey, well,
dude,
Chuck.
John, tell us.
But this song, it's one of those like, I don't know, what is it? Is it like a catch-22 or something? Is that what? Because
what do you mean?
in order for somebody to like attach to the song or feel like it's, like what? How can I say it?
Commiserate. To commiserate.
For them to identify with the song, they're literally gonna have to feel that they're ugly, fat, or short. So
but that's the beauty of it, because like you're going to feel that way, and then you look around and you realize that everybody else feels that way.
Right.
And then we all need to stick together, not just fat people.
Not just the ugly.
The album is called.
Like, we all need to stick together. Like, it's a beautiful message to mankind.
The album is called San Antonio Furs.
Good looking Bark at the Moon.
You know what? I don't understand. And I'm like, not you.
Say Bark at the Moon and everybody howl. What the fuck?
Everybody's howling. Everybody howls.
He said barking. He said bark at the moon, not howl at the moon.
Well, here's the thing. If you haven't figured it out, go ahead.
No, that was all I had to say.
No, it wasn't. Look at you.
Well,
that's not it. That's not a shirt. Say it, Chris.
The album is called San Antonio Furs, right?
Right. The album's called San Antonio Furs.
So in San Antonio, for those out-of-state listeners, throw a rock, you're gonna find a short, fat, and ugly person. But San Antonians stick together.
Right.
Yeah, but all you outsiders, you outside ugly people, all you outside fat people,
we'll take you. All
you outside short people.
Oh, baby, we'll take you. Too. We'll take you, baby. John, you never get to see this, John. All right. Just so you know, I Love You just started a moment ago.
Oh man, I love that song.
Okay, let's start with our bass player. Talk about I Love You, Alex.
Yeah, this is probably one of my favorite songs. Not a song that I thought I would like or enjoy playing, but the more I played it, I like it. It's kind of, it gets weirder and weirder as you go through it, and yeah, towards the end it kind of cuts loose and lets it out. But you know, it starts kind of groovy and ends up, or you know, ends up hard. And so I really enjoy playing this song. I think it's one of those a lot of people can relate to, whether they like to admit it or not.
You know what, man? I'll talk about the song last. John, talk about I Love You. But I want to come back to that, Alex, because you're bringing up a point.
Well, I kind of view this as one of those songs, sort of like you kind of, you know, by accident wrote kind of a 3-song opera type thing for this album. You know, for crying out loud, I Love You, and F is for Family. So I don't know if you meant to do that, but to me, those 3 are kind of like this little trilogy. You know what I mean?
You know what? I want to congratulate John for unlocking the enigma that is the record. I happen to be a part of the Pentaveret that Mike Myers makes fun of. Chris, talk about I Love You.
This song, I think, has to be the fastest song we've ever written. I think I was playing this riff in Decker's garage, and we were just dicking around, and you were just singing the lyrics, and you wrote them, I think, in a day. And I remember the lyric. I don't think it's on the album, but I'll lick your anus all the way to Dehanus.
Oh shit! Dehanus. Dehanus. Hang on. Dehanus is the most underrated Texas city. Because who wouldn't want to be from Dehanus or go to Dehanus on occasion?
Get their anus licked in Dehanus.
Yeah.
And I think this song it grooved right away. And when you I hate to fucking give you the credit, but yeah, you came up with that ending part. It's very very not a surf. It comes back to that ending, and it works, man.
Right on. You know what, dude? Jesus, talk about I Love You, and then I'll wrap things up here. If you can get a little closer to the camera, Jesus.
I don't know. I think if I get much closer, it'll be all blurry and stuff. I love you. I don't know what else I could say.
Oh, we lost John. John just joined another band's record commentary.
Maybe he couldn't take this close up on my mouth. That was probably my fault.
So let me just tell you guys, I Love You. It's an interesting song because you know what? It's so simple, and it started off so simple, but there was something about the message that's delivered, and Alex mentions it. You know, the fact is, you know, nothing gold ever stays. We know that, right? And we know that you got to polish it, and you've got to work with it. And the fact is you make certain choices in your life, and you do your best to navigate the life that's in front of you. But, you know, there are obstacles and there are things that occur, and it's about loving someone or something, but not necessarily liking it all the time. And you kind of understand in the end when David whispers, "I love you," or actually, or one of us whispers, "I love you." No, it's David. But so to wrap up, I Love You, I want to say that I Love You is, I'm going to text John also to see if he's coming back on. I Love You has Hugo, man, and I can't remember his name, who played the trumpet. Hugo Funes on trumpet. And
absolutely
the record,
killed it.
Dude, when we were in the studio and I was hearing it, it was brilliant. Brant really helped him coach him up because he didn't know the song. Came in, had never heard it, came in, heard it, and there's a part where David's screaming He's yelling his part, and Hugo is just like at this one note, and it's so just like epic. I kind of feel like it's this like moment where like this tidal wave is just coming down, and I kind of feel like love and life and all that is kind of like that, you know. Sometimes it comes at you and just kind of fucks you up, you know, and you know, cleanses and, you know, all that sort of thing. But John just texted, about to get back on. Say I went to a gig, LOL. John went to a gig. My phone died, but I just charged it. Way to be prepared. Idiot. There he is. Anyway, so now we're on to F is for Family. And F is for Family is an interesting tune. Tell me your thoughts on F is for Family. How do you feel about it? Alex, you're up.
F is for Family. That's an interesting song. We don't play it very often live because it has this really kind of slow, mellow, but deep kind of feel to it. I do like it. But we got to put it in the right set. You know, I think it felt right within the album of where it plays. But it's also a really good song for people to go grab a beer or something.
So you're saying that this impactful song is when people should go and take a piss break?
I mean, it's if the song gets you, usually like in the first 30 seconds, you're gonna stick with it. But if you were with the rest of the set where it's usually dancey or whatnot, but if you were caught with all that and you stick with this song for 30 seconds, you kind of get it, and it goes along with the rest of the set of the songs.
I think I think it's a backhanded compliment. I think it's like a veiled insult.
Correct.
A veiled insult.
No, it's correct.
And the reality is you know what? I like how we did this song, but I wish that we could have done it different. I wish that the idea translated. I feel like we did it a certain way, and it still works. It's a good song, but it's more about the message than it is in how we delivered it. And maybe that's why we don't play it live, because it didn't.
Because you don't like it.
I love the song. But I also
like
play. I think it requires piano, or it requires. What are you doing, Chris?
I'm saying, you hit it needs a piano player, and you're not always on the piano.
Yeah, I agree. Jesus, can you get any more mysterious with how you look or what you're doing right now?
What do you think on this?
You're like underneath a deck where a little bit of light is coming through.
Yeah.
And so are you like peeping on somebody, or what are you doing?
No, I'm just peeing on myself.
Oh, okay, good. So looking for something just started. Let's start with Chris. Looking for something. Talk about looking for something.
When you showed us this song, when you brought this song to the table, it was very piano heavy, and I was like, man, what am I gonna play on guitar? So I still feel like it needed a guitar part, and I contributed what I could, and I think Rosales brought that solo at the end, and Eric he loves cumbia, that kind of stuff, and I think he pulled it off. There's not much on guitar going on.
Right on. You know what? I'll edit that out. Don't worry about that. Alex Caballero, go ahead.
If it's for Family, I liked it. It's different. I like the pace. I like it kind of has a different genre to it. I always heard kind of like a Caribbean feel to it, especially when you play
Caribbean.
Caribbean Queen.
Right, Caribbean Queen.
Caribbean Queen.
So I like that it has a different feel to it.
Right.
It's got a faster pace. It's different, and I appreciate how all the songs can have a different vibe to them, yet somehow they fit together.
Right on.
Even F is for Family.
We're coming back to the sore spot again for you. I see it. I hear it. Jesus, talk about Looking for someone. Looking for something.
That's a skateboard.
Looking for something. Wait, what
So
song?
here we are. It's gonna be the cinematic version of Six and All, and the song just started. And
We already talked about this song though with Six and All, so I think you could
well,
just.
yeah, no. This is the thing is we gotta wrap up our discussion, and
Yeah,
I
Everybody's
just
gonna
wanna,
be watching this thing. One person
I'll
will
put it-
watch this. It'll be
I'm,
Chuck,
I'm
and it
guessing.
has
I'm
to
guessing.
be lined up.
No. Here's the thing. You never know. You never ever know. It just takes one. Listen to me. I don't give a fuck about it. This is for us. So we'll have a good time here. So Alex, I know that this is a cinematic version of the song. Do you even give a fuck about this version?
Man, of course Billy's piano playing killed it. The singing was really good too. I like it. I like it. I mean, it's a weird song for the album to have, considering what the rest of the songs sound like. But I think it was worth putting on the record because it is. I mean, the performance by Billy was great, and the singing was great. So I'm glad it got made it on the record in the end. It does kind of sound like a B-side, because it's just off from everything else. But I mean, it's awesome. I'm glad Billy
Were you
showed
there?
up for it.
Were any of you guys there? Chris, did you pop in when Brant did the low end synth? Brant Sankey, owner,
I
operator
may
of
have been
Studio
there. I may have
E210.
been there during one of the sessions. You just splicing and I think Brent looked at me like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And I said, "That's Chuck, man. He has the idea in his head."
But were any of you guys there when Brant did the low end stuff, the synth stuff?
But that was
No.
the only
Good.
song that we didn't record live, right?
Right. Yeah. Right. This is the only song, and this was more of a money grab, is what it was. Is trying to get a little, honestly, what it was, I thought to myself, you know what? There's this movie coming out. This song, because honestly, dude, Six and All. If you think about the punk rock version that we do, I never felt like it was very conventional. I don't think it was conventional at all in the chords or in the structure or anything. And I kind of feel like when Billy took it and he composed, arranged this version of it, I kind of feel like it was something that was just, impactful. Whether it was going to be picked up or anybody gave a fuck about it, I don't really care. But it's a powerful song, and he nailed it. But Brant's synth part, if you sit with it privately and you have a whiskey or you have a scotch and you're hanging out and you hear that drone on at the end, you know
Time
what?
to flip the record.
Right. It's time to flip the record back to side A, baby, which is where we're going, because we're doing a double album commentary. We're going to go all the way back, baby. No, Chris. And you know what? John's going to pop on just at the last part. He just got booked with 3 other bands while we were.
Hey, I think you should talk about how Billy's not just a fucking great piano player, but mention that the dude is a fucking pilot and
but
surgeon.
Billy is a special young man, and and it's funny because I will say this. John's out. Way to go. What I will say this is that I love all of you guys, and I think that us being in the same orbits at that appropriate time. Stick your stomach out a little bit more, Jesus. Oh, there we go. Look who's coming. Look who's here. Just at the last second here. Let's see your face, you idiot. Dude, who doesn't notice that their phone is dying on a because you were probably on a call setting up a gig. You can't even face us, dude. Look, he drops out again. So here's the
He
thing: is
can't
that
figure it out. He's too old.
here's the thing: is if you look at like where we were at. Here we go again. Fucking John, always, always. Okay, of course he comes back on, and it's the damn light fixture. Come on, dude. Hey, John. Listen to me.
That's a good looking pussy.
Listen to me.
Hey,
Hey, you got
Hey.
the old. Listen,
Hey,
so
can
so let's just. I wanna because the album's done. The album's done playing. John, how many bands are you in now?
had to go do a quick gig real quick.
I figured as much. You gotta go run a quick errand. If you ever leave us again
You gotta
before
tell
we play, dude,
You gotta tell
come
somebody.
on, bro. Come on.
You can't just bounce.
Hey, no,
Jeez Louise.
hey, to
That
be honest,
that show is just crazy.
hey, to be
Come
honest with
on,
you, I had
dude.
something. I had something in the oven. I had to go take care of that real quick.
Yeah,
so.
I'm sure you had
Oh,
some.
yeah.
You left your Totino's pizza rolls out. All right, so we're gonna. This is the end of the commentary.
Is that
We're gonna go with
Hey,
some final words, and then we're out of here. I love you guys. These guys right here are the principal players in Sweet Charbonneau and the Fur Trappers, and you know we had a lot of characters that appeared on this record. Hugo playing trumpet, Beto singing backup on Roy, David singing backup on all these different things, recording vocals at Alex's house into the wee hours of the night, hallucinating and just going further into the abyss to grab something and hang on
Let's
to
talk
it.
about David for a little bit. David, he has
David's
the smallest
designing
parts that contributed the most, in my opinion.
right. I agree.
Yeah.
David's always felt. He may not always be heard.
Yeah, his foot pussy helps him a lot.
You know what? We got to keep that that to ourselves. There, we can't really broadcast that to the world because once we start doing that, then we got to start broadcasting some of John's fetishes and Jesus' fetishes, that sort of thing. So some parting words. Oh, who else? Some other players. We talked about Billy Hoffman, Beto, Hugo, Scott
Maggie.
Lutz, Maggie. Maggie's a these songs require her backup vocals, and she's not always at every gig. So I mean.
Hey,
She's gotta go ahead,
Chuck,
John. Yes, sir.
what about the fact that we recorded this album in 2 days?
Right. We recorded this album in Alaska and in an igloo, in an Inuit's igloo. No, we didn't record. Well, we recorded it
In
we
one
recorded the
day.
bulk of it in one day, and then a second day, and then subsequent times, whatever. But the thing is
Let's talk about how
I'm
fucked up you were on both sessions.
the fact is that we all
That's
go.
magic.
Look at that. Look at there. There you have it. John
magic was
leaves.
captured with
John, he doesn't
alcohol.
want to face it.
John
He doesn't
left.
want to face it. Let me tell you something. I appreciate all you guys. I want to hear your favorite song on the record and your least favorite song on the record, and then one final thought, and then we're out of here. Who wants to go first?
I'll
Chris.
go first.
Alex.
Yeah.
Favorite song, least favorite song, and then a parting moment, a parting quote.
All right. I love you, and F is for family. I'll let you figure out which one's which.
Ah, you fucker!
And,
I knew it, dude. I knew it. I knew it. There's nothing to hide.
Man, I don't know if anything that I've learned playing in this band is, don't be afraid to try new things. I ended up really enjoying it, and then the players in it, and it's not typically the type of music I thought I would end up playing. I'm not sure what kind of music it is in general,
Fat
the
rock.
style, fat rock.
Fat rock.
But I really do enjoy it. So, man, hey, if I learned anything, and I would suggest anyone just try different stuff. Don't be afraid to try something that makes no sense.
So then, do you want to go to a breakout room with me right now? A Zoom breakout room. Christopher Rodriguez, your favorite song, your least favorite song, and one quote or memorable thing that you want to leave, one parting parting thought.
My favorite song is tied with Super Size Me and I Love You. I think they're right there. I think they're the best that recorded. I think they sounded great. So my least favorite song has got to be Bachelorette. Not in terms of the song itself. I just think it was kind of sloppy, in my opinion. It it comes in on an offbeat. It sounds off to me, but it's still, that break at the end is still good. And the one thing I remember is just being in the studio and those Easter cookies you brought, and you just being trash. And I wanted that to be on the album. On the B side is, I brought
Brent
cookies.
Brent had Brent and I had a conversation about all the little things that we had in the verse versions of all these songs where we're vulnerable and we're stupid and we're human and we're having fun. And he said, go with what you're gonna be able to live with people hearing every time. And that had an impact because all these songs have stupid nuances that we do, but not all of them, or at least that we, recorded, but not all of them I could be okay with people hearing every time. And I kind of feel like the fact that the record is one slice of one version of this band, and then our live shows are their own thing. Because, but you still get that feel. I feel like, there's still that party element. There's still that kind of, if you're at a live show and we do something live, you almost hear it in your head. There we go. See what I'm saying? You hear it in
Prodigal
your
Son.
head, right? The prodigal son returns. You hear it in your head when you hear the record, but you don't have to hear it on the record every time, so it doesn't get annoying. So I want to thank Brent Lee Sankey for that. John, how many bands did you join since you left the meeting? Good talk. Jesus, favorite song, least favorite song, and then
Favorite song
a
is
parting. Hang on. You know what? Hang on. John, what are you doing, dude? John, what are you? All right,
Sorry,
let's
I'm
ask
getting
John
ready
because John's gonna cut out in a minute. Let's
Hey,
let
can
John
you
do
hear?
it. You'll be the last. You'll be the second to last, Jesus. John, we
Hey,
can hear you. Yeah, can you hear us?
Yeah, sorry, I had to take a call about this gig real quick.
I figured as much, you bastard. Here's the question, John. Favorite song, number one. Least favorite song, number two. And then a parting thought from you about the record or experience or whatever.
Favorite song, F is for Family. Least favorite song, For Crying Out Loud.
And then one parting thought. Jerry's final thought.
Final thought about the album.
Yeah, or whatever you're going through right now that you have to come in and out of this Zoom meeting that we knew about for 18 months.
I just got a call about
come
some.
on, it was like a week tops.
I got a call about some gigs. That's all. Got some
That's
things
what I
lined
figured.
up. No, man. Even though I didn't write one single note for this album, I still feel privileged to have been a part of it.
Let me tell you something about John Fernandez, everybody. We had a drummer pull out at the last minute, and I texted him. I was like, dude, I know you drum. Can you learn this record? And we didn't even practice, and he shows up, and we go into the first song, and he nails it. And he had all the songs written out and all that stuff. And so, I will say, John, you totally have taken taken the role serious. We appreciate you being in the band. I think that most of us will do whatever it takes to keep you in the band. Not all of us, but most of us. And we don't want to see you go down that road where you join another 10 bands here in the next couple months, because you're on that track right now. You're on that track.
He recorded
Just-
the whole album eating a bag of chips too.
Right. Pringles and fucking barbecue fucking Pringles.
In one
Jesus.
hand
Right. And
and
one
the fucking
handed,
drumstick
right.
in the other.
Right. Exactly. And have you even brought back Caballero's percussion? Is that
I got it back, but he hands
all
it back to me. He
Pringles?
says, "Hey, but
hey,
seriously, I'm going
Oh
into the
god.
studio next week.
Yeah,
Can I borrow
oh
it?"
my god, dude.
hey, to be
Hey, that's
honest,
good, dude. You know what?
no,
Don't
hey
even
Chuck,
you get just log off. You're good.
hey, on a serious note, before I go take this other gig, uh, nah, man, I think it's badass that the band. I'm being serious. Recorded how many songs are on the album?
10, but we recorded 11. I fucking knew it. Jesus. Favorite song, least favorite song, and parting words.
Oh, my favorite song is F is for Family. My least favorite song is Bachelorette. I think if we recorded those songs now, the top three would sound a lot better.
Right on.
But I think that like forcing us into that mode helped us to get to where we are now.
I agree. So, I think my favorite song on the album is For Crying Out Loud. And I think it's because it turned into something that I did never think we would create. And I think that it's impactful and simple. You know, it's as rudimentary of a song, composition wise, idea wise, whatever, but it really was a beautiful thing to have created that with you guys. And then Scott Lutz came in and just kind of like sealed up all the little things and put a little cherry on top. My least favorite song on the record is probably F is for Family, but not because I don't like the song, but because I don't like the way that we recorded it. I felt like that song was a song that needed to be delivered differently or executed differently, but I'm still okay with it because not everybody has a band that gets to get together and play songs, right? And manifest ideas into music. And not everybody gets to be vulnerable and share things, share their life. And I feel like it's a relatable song because, you know, we all are impacted by our families and are impacted by our lives. And it's the same story. It's the same story, you know, from generation to generation. Nobody's going through anything new. There's pain and
I really
suffering
like
and love and laughter, you
the
know. And the song is inspired by The Godfather a little bit because when he says, or when I say, I'm with you now, if you recall in The Godfather, when Michael Corleone is at his father's bedside, they had a different trajectory for him, and he tells him, "I'm with you now." And that part of the song is kind of like, you know, he wound up. Somebody mentioned the prodigal son earlier. I kind of feel like, you know, you return to where you need to be, whatever that happens to be. You support what you need to support and that sort of thing without getting sentimental. That song certainly is, you know, the message is sentimental, but I felt like that's my least favorite song only because of the execution. But regardless, San Antonio Furs comes out on July 4th on all streaming platforms. Saturday, July
forever.
29th, forever. Saturday, July 29th, we'll be at Brick in the Blue Star Art Complex with High Tide. which is a hip hop act. Honey Bunny, which is a San Antonio heavyweight performer, and it's going to be hosted by Santa Chiva.
Honey Bunny was a wrestler.
Honey Bunny wrestler. You're a Honey Bunny wrestler.
Oh.
And then it's going to be hosted by the 37-year veteran of professional wrestling, Santa Chiva. And then we'll come out and we'll play our set. And I'm glad that you guys got together for this. I appreciate you guys making time.
Are we still going to wrestle at the end of the night?
It's like a mud wrestling type thing. So you're gonna need to clear up.
Happening?
Yeah, but you need to clear up that staph
I'm bringing
infection.
my mud. I'm bringing extra mud.
Extra mud.
I'm down here on the coast to get this coastal mud.
Right, coastal mud.
It's like nice.
We want 6 hermit crabs. Bring 6 hermit crabs.
At least.
Right, at least 6 hermit crabs.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody. I love you guys. Fur trappers, thanks for tuning in. If you happen to be watching this, maybe you're entertained, maybe you're not. I don't care. This is for us. Okay. Oh, look who's on. Oh, is that Jesus? What happened?
Jesus is
Jesus is out of here. All right. Well, I guess that means the rest of you need to cut your video. Bye, Alex.
Later, bud.
Bye, Chris. On behalf of the rest of the silhouettes,